That is good. Excuse my chewing. I did mention on previous episode that I was going to talk about one of my other sidekicks, one of my other side hustles. And believe it or not, my other side hustle, I'm going to wash that toast down, is beekeeping, which is why I'm sitting here enjoying some honey on toast for breakfast this morning. It's only early morning and I thought I'd kick this episode off because I do have a bit of time up my sleeve. Absolutely incredible little creature, the bee. I get to work with those guys. I actually produce honey. I produce about half a tonne of that every year, which I sell locally around town. If you want a jar, hit me up. Look up Willamby Bees on the socials. Not overly active on the socials with the whole beekeeping thing. That's probably more something that it's more about a distraction, I guess you could call it. Once you put your head into a box of bees, metaphorically speaking, once you open up a hive and start a hive inspection and find out what's going on in there, nothing else in the world exists. It completely blanks out the rest of the noise of the world. There are so many things that you need to look for and think about. You've got to build timelines in your head, which will take you back from what you're seeing at the time, back to what might have been happening 2, 3, 4 weeks previous to that, and try and work out something, because you come across issues. It takes a bit to keep them healthy and happy and producing honey. So you've got to be on the ball. And I find that really, really helpful for me. There is always a job to do when it comes to keeping bees if you want to do it successfully. And you'll probably pick up on as you watch these that if I'm going to do something, I am going to do it 100%, or I'm not going to do it at all. So beekeeping's very similar to that. Of course, there is room with beekeeping. You can sort of, I guess you could call it slacken off and just let the bees do their own thing. But in the world where there is varroa mite knocking on our door at the minute, it does pay to keep on top of things. We're in the middle of a very, very sharp drought, so there is not a lot of tucket around for them. So I've got to do a lot more inspections if I want to keep those bees surviving and thriving. And really, we want to keep them thriving. They are a very, very important creature. And that's why it helps me. It helps me because it is a distraction. It breaks away everything else, all the other troubles, they all disappear. Then you've only got the bee troubles, and they're solvable. You just got to work out the steps. What's happened in the previous days, weeks, or a month? What's going to happen? What sort of season are we running into? Are we getting into spring, or are we coming into winter? Are we sort of closing boxes down, downsizing them for the cooler months, or are we looking to expand a hive or fix a hive that's sort of struggling? And the reason I wanted to tell you about it is I think it's really important for us to have, or for you to have a hobby, a sidekick, a side hustle, whatever it might be. Now, like I said, I do produce and I do sell fresh 100% raw honey, and it is bloody delicious. And I really enjoy that. I really enjoy being able to, provide that for people, I guess. It's better than the bloody shop bought crap you can get. It's real honey, straight from the bee. All we do is cut the face off the cap combs, put it in a spinner, filter it, and it goes into a jar. We don't do anything else with it. It is 100% natural. And of course, it comes with all the natural ingredients that go with that, all the enzymes and things, which makes it, almost a health food. And so while I enjoy, that part of it, the selling of the honey is actually a way to pay for all the hive infrastructure, the hives, the tools, frames, and all that sort of stuff, the honey spinner and that type of thing. So yes, I do made a business out of it, but that business is more about just paying for itself and that sort of thing. For you, if you wanted to get 1 or 2 boxes in your backyard, I encourage you to do that because they are an incredible creature, like I said, and they are very, very distracting, and that does draw all the other stuff away. It just vaporizes, it vanishes. You put your head in that box, you could be looking for the queen. Now, the queen can be very tricky to find in a box, so you've got to really concentrate. And while you're concentrating, you've got the hum of the bees. You're out in the bush, you're out in the sunshine most of the times, because we don't open boxes in the rain because they get very, very pissy about it, and it's not a good experience. So you know, you're in the outdoors, you've got the fresh air, you've got the hum of the bees, and you can do this in your backyard too, as long as you get along well with your neighbours. You know, and they're not having hassles from your bees, everything's going to be all good. They are a very, very important creature, as I said. So, you know, maybe that could be something for you to get into. I started, like I said, my dad had bees when we were kids. I then started back in 2020, 2020, 2021, somewhere around there. We had a really massive swarming season in the spring of 21. I went from having, you know, just a few boxes here in the back paddock to, I think we'd done over 60 bee jobs in that during that spring. I actually worked myself to the absolute bone. I was plumbing, I was beekeeping, I was fishing, and so I was going absolutely flat out. I'm actually glad it's sort of settled back a bit now. And calmed down a bit. We're just basically looking after those colonies that we captured. We've recoined them all. Oh, excuse me. We recoined them all. We've experimented with different types of hives we're using and things like that. So, you know, all those little things are a distraction from your day-to-day hassles. Now, I know, I do have to say one thing for beekeepers out there at the moment who are doing this as a profession. If there is any of you out there that are actually watching this, I do feel for you at the moment, because it is a bloody hard job. Honey prices are absolutely trash. You know, you've got the varroa incursion happening right across New South Wales. That will spread to the rest of Australia. There's nothing we can do to actually stop that. You know, in parts of New South Wales and Victoria, we're in a massive drought. So there's, you know, starve-offs and things happening. In the mid-north coast, we've got flooding rain. There's colonies lost there as well. So to you guys who are doing beekeeping full-time, I don't want to distract from that whatsoever. It is a absolutely hard slog. If I had to do it full-time, I don't know how I'd go. I certainly don't have the back for it, because it can be pretty back-breaking work as well. But if you're looking for a hobby, if you're looking for a distraction, doesn't have to be beekeeping, but for me, I find beekeeping to be one of the few things that will actually totally distract me from any of my other worries in day-to-day life. So maybe that's something you should consider. If not, find yourself some sort of other hobby. Find something you can really focus your time on and put some effort into, or chase certain results out of. You know, make yourself a goal, aim for something. Something that's achievable, something that is within your grasp to do, and see if you can make it happen. Put some effort into it. Learning is really good for your brain, to keep your brain moving, and to keep you from, you know, you don't want to be wallowing. If you're having struggles, you don't want to be wallowing on those, you know, I feel like shit, I'm depressed, or I'm anxious about this, that, and the other. Don't sit and wallow with that stuff. Process it, put the cup down. I've seen a really good one there just recently where a bloke talks about holding up a glass of water. After a while, the glass of water gets really hard to hold up. Put the glass of water down, find yourself a hobby, get into beekeeping, get into something. Try a new aspect of fishing, try a different technique, get into fly fishing, you've never caught a cod on a topwater lure before, go out and pursue that. Pursue something that will distract you from wallowing in the heartache of, say, a depression or anxiety. That's good, honey.